Hi everybody, welcome back to my little kitchen, and today I'm going to make a pie crust. Of course I'm going to use it for a pie later, but I wanted to make this for you. I always use this pie crust and tell you about it, but it's a gluten-free, the King Arthur pie crust, and I think they've changed the boxing now. It comes in a white box. But I'm only using half of what's in here, which is 14 ounces. So I measured out 7 ounces. And so you get 2 pie crust in one box. And we're going to get this prepared. In my bowl, I have a stick of butter. And I tried to do this with 2 forks. And I will say I would definitely invest in a pastry cutter, because it's much easier to do with the pastry cutter. And I'm just going to work, I already cut the butter into little pieces here, and I'm just going to start working the butter into that gluten-free flour. And of course I've got clean hands, because you will have to kind of get that butter off of your pastry cutter here to keep working it in. Really cold butter. And I even put my bowl in the refrigerator, but I've not done that before, so today I just did that extra, but made it without doing that, and it turns out fine. Okay, and I'm just going to keep working that in. So now that I have my butter all worked in good, just into little, looks like pea-size bits of butter in there and flour, I'm going to use 2 to 4 or 2 to 6 tablespoons of cold water, and I have ice in that as well. And I'm just going to sprinkle that around and get that to form into a nice ball. And I just kind of work it in like this too. So I've added another tablespoon or so of the ice cold water, and it is a little hard to work with, but it will come together for you. And I'm just gonna sprinkle this with some flour. And I'm just gonna get that out onto my parchment paper here. And sometimes I've got to kind of work it together just by using the parchment paper a little bit. I will just kind of fold it up and bring it together this way. So I'm just going to put another sheet of parchment paper on top of this. And I've just got this little roller, and I'm just going to press it down and roll it. And it will stick. But I've made this a chicken pot pie with this pie crust, and several pies, and people that aren't gluten-free have thought it was really good. It passed my husband's test, so that says a lot, because he is very honest. He would never say it was good if it wasn't, especially with my cooking. But of course, if I wasn't gluten-free, the store-bought pie crust are so good, and that's what I always used before my daughter and I became gluten-free. And I do have this little pastry And I'm just going to patch it back together here. And like I said, sometimes I just do it in little sections because I haven't gotten it to come off in one. So it does make a huge mess, but I'm just going to piece it together here the best I can. And it is delicious. And now you can use it to bake a chicken pot pie, any kind of pie you like. Lemon meringue pie, you'd want to bake it off first. Pecan pie, it's wonderful for a pecan pie. That's what I used with my pecan pie recipe. My video is this pie crust. So if you're gluten-free and you have to find a gluten-free crust, this one is really good, and it's not extremely difficult, just a little time consuming. And I think that it's kind of a problem with gluten-free flour is it doesn't stay together as well. Here is the finished pie crust after I worked with it a little bit and got all the pieces that went flying around. That's why you really want to start with the clean surface, of course. But it is delicious, and this is also the pie crust I made for my peach pie, and I topped it with the pie crust, with this pie crust, which it was messy as well, but it really turned out delicious. So if you're gluten-free and you're looking for an easy pie crust that's also delicious, that your gluten-free family will also love, give this King Arthur's pie crust a try. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a great day now. Bye-bye.